Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Wace, and today I've been trying to take care of a couple of things. Unfortunately, they haven't really been going my way. Something that I've been wanting to do is get my rear tow arms on so I can adjust the camber properly and adjust the tow properly. Unfortunately, I purchased these SPC tow arms, which we thought would work on the 2022. Unfortunately, they do not. After adjusting them to the maximum length that I could, they're actually the same length as the factory tow arms. Now the SPC lower control arms did come with a bushing that I could replace in the factory tow, which would add a little bit more tow, but it still wouldn't be enough for the amount of camber that I'm trying to run, which really isn't even that much. I think it's maybe like 2 degrees, negative 2 degrees on the back, which seems really, I'm not really sure what the situation is going to be, because now I'm going to have to try and find other tow arms to try and replace this with. I know that I believe it's Whiteline and ISE rear control arms. I believe they actually come with tow arms in the package. The SPC ones did not, so that's kind of been the issue. So basically I ended up putting the factory tow arms back on, and we're just going to have to leave the camber where it is. Now, I do have replacement end links for the front. Silvers was nice enough to send me replacements because I kind of screwed up the ones that I had, and those I haven't even tried to do that. I actually didn't even record any of the video. What I wanted to do was I wanted to install one tow arm first, make sure I knew how to do it, make sure everything was okay, and then go install the other one. Well, that whole hour and a half was just me failing and this and that. It was very frustrating. Anyway, I am now going to get the car up in the front, get the stock tow arm or the stock end links off, put the Silver's end links on there, and there is a couple of things that I'm going to be adjusting this time. I do believe currently with the stock end links on the car, I believe there may be some tension. Well, I do think that there is some tension on the sway bar, which is why I have some slight metal noises when I'm on full lock, which doesn't inspire the most confidence. Now, of course, just regular driving, it's fine. On the track day, I don't hear it. It seems to only happen when it's full lock, and that makes me think that it is the end links. Now, I do know that some people have been running the stock end links with coilovers, but I'm going to do my best to do this properly, make sure that there is no tension on the sway bar, and adjust them with some load on, with some load on the suspension. So I did actually make some blocks to put the car up on. Raises it maybe about 5 to 6, how many inches? About 4 inches off the ground, so that I should be able to get underneath to do any tow adjustments as well. And I do want to add just a little bit, maybe 1 degree of camber to the front. At this time, there is almost no camber in the front. I think these right now are sitting at 1.4, negative 1.4, I think, negative 1.3, 1.4, and for the track day that's coming up on Sunday, I want to try to add a little bit camber to the front. Not a whole lot. Now, that is actually something that I'll be able to adjust using the top hats in the engine bay. That's something I have not done before, so we're going to be learning that together today. Once that's done, I will go in and adjust the toe as well. I will be using the string method with my digital caliper to adjust and make measurements. And it worked last time. I feel a little bit more confident this time around, so we'll see how it goes. So what I was trying to see was, as I'm turning this, obviously without any weight on the car, is if I can hear or see any visual artifacts. Like, I believe this part may be possibly hitting this beam right here, but it's so hard to say. And the noise is fairly pronounced. And again, like I said, it's only at maximum wheel lock, which, of course, that is not a scenario that I'm in a lot. But I'm going to replace this anyway and just kind of see how it goes. So it's like deja vu. I feel like I just installed these a couple of weeks ago, but here is the situation. So obviously these are the stock end links, and these are the Silver's end links. So basically I'm going to do what pretty much everybody else has said to do, which is adjust these to be the same size as these. That's pretty much what I did last time. Now what I will do is I will leave all of this stuff loose-ish. Another recommendation that I received from another YouTuber, I cannot remember which video it is that I saw this in. I'm going to try to find it again and link it. And it was also another website where it, you know what, chances are, I think it was actually Naziok, which was to put one side end link on, leave and tighten it. You know, leave the other side loose, but don't put it into the sway bar until you drop the car, put the car on the suspension, you know, let all the suspension rest, and then wherever the sway bar rests, that's where you should adjust the other end link. Now, what they said, and this is something that I'm going to have to test as I put this on the car, is that one end link is not going to be the same size as the other end link, like even by a little bit. Now, this I don't really understand, considering both the stock end links are the exact same length. So I guess I don't understand this. Now, something that I have heard many people mention online is regardless of the end link or the regardless of the coilover that they have gone with, they have noticed that they do get clunking with aftermarket end links. And they've been asking me, like, well, what did you do? And I had to tell them I didn't do jack shit. Actually, if anything, I messed up my end links even more. So I'm not sure what to tell people who ask me. I'm not exactly the best person to ask all this stuff. I try to get my recommendations from the manufacturer, and thankfully Anthony over at Silver's has been nice enough to provide me with some basic information on how to adjust these. He was actually the one who sent these. So now that I've got them about almost the same length. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. I'm going to put these on one by one and lower the car on my stands. And let me show you the stands that I made. You guys can roast the hell out of them. You can see what I've been doing. I just want to show you guys real quick. You can see this is the sway bar. Look at it. There's no tension because both the end links are completely off. So the idea is to make sure that when the end links are on, that there is no tension on this bar. So I'm going to put one on one side, and I'll go on the other side and just kind of see what it feels like, and I'll loosely put it, and like I said, we'll drop it down on the suspension, and then just, dude, I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing this until I can get this right. All right, trying to give you guys the best angle that I can. My tripod actually doesn't go that high, or that low, rather. So here is what I've got. I'm going to do the first end link install on the left-hand side, with the driver's side. And I'll show you, and remember, I got this from Cody's video at Import Image Racing when he was still there, when he installed all this. So we got the end link here. We need to make sure that this goes on this side. Whoops. Which I did this before. This goes on this side. And the nut goes over here. So that's what it needs to look like, right? And right now I've got these adjusted to be the same height or the same length as the stock. Okay, so what I've got here is this is about as tight as I'm going to make it, just by hand tightening it. And what I'm going to do now is I'll put the end link on the top of the coilover and leave the bottom part off on the other side, just to kind of see where the sway bar rests, and adjust it from there, which I'll have to do from the bottom of the car, which means I'll have to put the tires back on and put the car on like my Rhino ramps and see how that feels. So I actually had to grab my phone because I don't have a way to use my actual camera. But here you can see there is a big, this cannot go in here. So I will actually have to reduce the size of this a good amount for this. Now I could, actually, you know what? No, I can't shove it in there. It won't fit. There's no way that this is fitting in there. So this end link does need to be shortened compared to the one on the other side. So this actually checks out kind of like what the website was saying. Again, I'm gonna have to see if I can find that thread that I read that said that this was gonna happen. So now this way, there's no tension. There's absolutely no tension on this sway bar. On the other side, the end link is installed, it's fine. And on this side, as you can see, there's, with this off, once I adjust this and I put this in here, there will be no tension on the sway bar, and that should hopefully resolve our problems. You will hear, hopefully, there it is. I'm already hearing it. I haven't even driven anywhere. You hear that? What the hell is that noise? It's killing me. So it didn't work. Nothing is working. And I don't know what the hell's going on. I've been talking to a few different people, and some of the people that have installed aftermarket end links have had similar issues. Now, we have discussed making sure that you have proper load on the suspension when doing all this work. But, and I don't know how accurate this is, something that I'm going to attempt to check here is, when I was on my vacation in Maryland, I did have a discussion with D-Man and James Felix specifically about the end links, and they did mention that the bolt that's inside the aftermarket end link might be just a hair smaller than the OEM, which would mean that it would move around, and even the slightest movement at high speeds on metal, you know, something that's 3,000 pounds, you would hear that. Now, that's difficult to test. I can't go down there and grab the sway bar and shake it. I don't have that kind of strength. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put maybe just one end link in on one side, maybe the coilover side, and just see if I could shake it, or maybe put it on the sway bar side and see if I could shake it. Just, I don't know. I don't have any other testing to do, because at this point, I'm going to, I guess, try to go back to stock end links and do my best. Now, the other thing is I have talked to a few more people who have been on Silvers, and they basically set the end link to be the shortest. They actually didn't even try matching it, which is an interesting idea. I haven't tried that. So a couple of things to try. I'm going to get underneath the car and see what I can do. And I'm going to try to take you guys with me. It's really difficult to get this camera down there, but some of the camera angles might be a little questionable. So I received two pieces of advice. One was to adjust these coilovers, or the end links, on both sides under load, which I'm going to try. And the second was to make the end link as short as possible. So that's we're going to combine these two pieces of advice, because I'm getting really irritated with this whole process. So I'm going to give that a shot and see how that works. All right, so I got all the end links on. I'm just warming up the car. I'm gonna go around the block and just gonna see what it sounds like. Already not inspiring confidence, but I'll let you guys hear it. Yep, I still hear it, both sides, left and right. My alignment is all jacked up. Steering wheel is like halfway to the right. Look how my steering wheel is. So here we are, doing another drive, and as you can hear, you hear nothing. The stock end links are back on. There's no clunking at all. I hear nothing. So I'm going to be ending this video pretty much where I started, sitting by this wheel, and it has been quite unproductive. I'd say, as you can see, it's nighttime now. I spent a lot of hours. Now, of course, back and forth because of family stuff. At the end of the day, string alignment was done. The car is aligned. The steering wheel is straight. That's a plus. The tow arms in the back, unfortunately, didn't work. I was able to add about 1.5 degrees or so of camber in the front. I probably will scale that back to just 1 degree. Just really depends on how the track day feels. Honestly, I have no idea. This is just based off recommendations that people have online. Some people are going 2 degrees in the front, 3 degrees in the back. It's pretty high. Right now, the total is like 3 degrees in the front, 3 degrees in the back total. You know, if you count 1.5 on one side, 1.5 on the other. So we'll see how the car feels. I honestly have no idea. I may end up changing it before track day because I still have to put the brakes in, so these tires will be coming off again. I will say this has been a right pain in the ass because of the fact that I don't have a lift or a quick jacks or anything like that. That would make this job much, much easier because the constant lifting, lowering with just a jack and what I'm doing right now. As you can see, those are the wheel stands that I made. And they work very well for alignment purposes, just to be able to get underneath the car to do alignment. So the car is fully aligned. I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed in myself and most of the things that I did today, because I did spend a lot of time out here, and I feel like I didn't really accomplish much of what I set out to do. I guess just like to do the alignment again. I wanted to add camera on the front, so I did do that, but that's not, you know, that's not a big deal. Tow arms in the back was a fail. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to check in with SPC to see what the deal is. They say that it's supposed to work, but I mean, it doesn't. Like, the sizes are the same. And then here, I'll throw up a picture I took of the end links so you guys can know what I'm talking about. The size of the bolts on the front are different, and I feel like that's kind of what's causing the clunking noise. I don't know. I'm going to send that over to Silvers and see what they think. I'm sure many other people have said it. This is just what I've noticed, and these are brand new end links, and I have done literally everything that people have asked me. And, you know, like I said, I even checked in with Joey Montalto. I checked in with Tanner over at Media. I checked in with Cody from Import Image Racing, and, well, Street Inspired. But I mean, I don't know what else to do in this. So if you guys have any suggestions, please definitely let me know in the comments below. The tow arms failed, end links, whatever. So I guess the only thing I really accomplished was adding camber to the front, which I'm not sure if that's even something that I want to do. So that might be reverted. I might end up reverting it. And then the alignment. The alignment was really good. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it somewhat informative, even though my failures can be disheartening to some of you. But if you run into some of these issues or you buy some of these parts, expect to have some issues if you're a regular person like myself. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one.